Okay, so I'm joined by Lee Elias, our assistant coach, technical coach. I don't know how many more things you want to call yourself, but that's...
Too many titles.
So we join you in your usual place where you normally spend most game nights, Lee, above the DJ box. Some people may wonder why what you do up here and why you're up here rather than being next to Slava on the bench. Can you tell us a bit more about that?
Yeah, I actually get asked that a lot. So on away games, I'm always on the bench. Last year I was up here, and the view from up here is actually, from a technical standpoint, the best view in the building. And it allows me to do my job as an assistant coach better than if I was standing on the bench. And Slava's a tremendous coach. He doesn't need me down there with him to be whispering in his ear what to do. I mean, he knows what he's doing. But up here, I get a much better sense of the ice. I can see the plays develop as they happen, and it makes me do a better job with the type of stuff that I need to be helping him with between periods.
So what sorts of things do you work on with the guys, during practice or sort of from day to day? And also, how impressive have you been with the way that they've responded to your input?
Yeah, well, we do everything as a team, so it's never just me. I mean, it's Slava, myself, captains, everybody included. From a technical standpoint, I do a lot of small group to one-on-one skill building. So if a player wants to work on a minute skill or a major skill, my job is to be there for him and help them out. And when it comes to small groups, it's to find the little tiny things in the game that are outside of major tactics that can help us get an extra goal a game or keep a goal out of our net each game when it comes to defensemen, but to find those little tiny things to give us an advantage in a game. I'm completely impressed with the team as a whole. We're a really close-knit group. I think that has a lot to do with why we found success last year into this year. And if we continue to do that, we're gonna do really well this year.
Okay. You were a huge advocate of the grueling pre-season training camp. With the excellent start to the season that we've made, though, do you feel that that's had the desired effect on the team?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the training camps that we run are really to set a foundation for the guys as a group. We set goals together, and we go out there together. We do, like you said, grueling activities together, and it sets everybody up on the same page so that we start the season together. I think without that, guys might fly in, be on the ice, and then they're in a game all of a sudden. They don't really even know their teammates. I don't think that's the correct way to start a season. So teamwork is a major part of why we find success, at least we believe. When you look at the top 10 in scoring, I think we're just barely scratching the bottom of that. So we're not based on any one player. We're based on how the group works together. And the training camp is to establish that identity, to establish that work ethic, and to make sure it drives us into the season. It's also something we can revisit throughout the year. It's not just for the start. It's really a season-wide thing. Brilliant.
Okay, and sort of following on from that as well, every player seems to have upped their game this season. Starting at the D, I mean, Cam McGiffin, Robbie Ferrara, Greg Pick, they're all playing with a lot more confidence and competence as well this season. Do you give the guys things to work on or were the guys given things to work on over the summer?
Yeah, well, so when I look at the players individually and as like a group like the defensemen or the offensemen, I'm all about development as a whole, and so is Slava. So yeah, absolutely, the guys all got workouts at the beginning of the summer, and they changed several times throughout the summer, and they were specific to the player. So that's one thing that everybody bought into this summer, which is a really big deal for the team. They don't have to do it. They choose to do it, which is great. And then in terms of the position of defense, the position of offense, goaltending, team as a whole, yeah, they've really committed to not just growing as a team, but as hockey players. Part of my job description is to develop them as hockey players, and to see them do that, I'm incredibly proud of the young guys. You mentioned McGiffin and Robo and Pick, and they're better hockey players than they were, and we continue to grow together and develop together. And I said in another interview a few weeks ago, we're picking up where we left off. That's a great thing to have when you're coming into a season like this.
Yeah, no, it most definitely is. And then we've had a couple of new signings as well, the sort of entries to the team this season. Lloyd Gibson, Craig Scott, Alish Padalek. They've all seemed to have slotted into the team really well. It's almost like they belong here. What's the key to achieving that, though?
Yeah, it's a great question. We don't just look for talent. We look for people, characters. What type of person is this? A question we ask when we're looking at players is, what type of person is this guy? Skill set aside, what type of person is he? When you look at Gibbo, he works his butt off every single game as a team guy. Patty is a massive team guy. Craig is a massive team guy. It shouldn't be a surprise that they fit into the team that we've developed here over the past, year and a half. So that's part of the process. Talent is absolutely another part of it, even though I said that's not the only thing. We look for guys that are going to fit into our team as a whole, not just one guy that's going to put up 100 points and that's it.
And that definitely shows out there as well. I think everybody has that, can tell they have that buy-in.
Thank you.
Although, looking at an individual level, how long do you think it's going to be before Martin Sustas gets his first goal this season?
Yeah, it's one of those things. He's really close, but we don't want to put any pressure on him. His game is getting better literally all the time, and anybody who's watching can see that. But it's not about rushing him to the spotlight. He's in a position now he can go to game, he can learn and get a better player every game, and it's only a matter of time before he's full-fledged putting pucks in the net. But like I said, there's no pressure. It's grow, become a better player all the time. You're part of our team, and I'm sure when the time is right, it'll start popping in net for him, which I think is going to be really soon.
So working with Slava, you're obviously working a lot more closely with him this season as well. So how's that for you and for him?
Yeah, it's an honor to be able to work with him. He's the most brilliant tactician I've ever worked with in hockey. He's always open to listening, and another thing I love is he critiques me. He lets me know when I can be better as a coach. So he really challenges me to do the best job I can, which is one of the things I was really looking for when I joined this coaching staff. But I feel fortunate to be here at this time right now, and to have him as the head coach and the leader that I get to follow on a week-to-week basis. I'll follow that man anywhere right now.
I think it's already been said this season by fans. The last time Phantoms got off to such a strong start at the beginning of the season that they went on to win the treble. That's not an easy feat by any means, but is the potential to win silverware like a driving factor on the team, or is it just something that sort of comes with the success generally that you're winning together?
Yeah, well, one of the philosophies we've adopted is to really live in the now. So when it comes to silverware and stuff like that, that's the goal. All right, but the main goal is let's focus on the next 2 points that are up for grabs, and that's it. We don't want to go too far ahead, too far behind. And that's kind of the same motto you heard last year: don't get too high and too low. But it's really focus on what's happening right now. Focus on the game that's at hand or the weekend that's at hand, and that's it. Because the league table will take care of itself. If you win enough games, you win that. The cup, we're very close right now to qualifying, so that is talked about before games. Playoffs are a long way away, so we're not even thinking about that right now. But it's a game-to-game, day-to-day. What are we doing at practice tonight? And stay right in the now. I can't say that enough. Don't go too far ahead or too far behind. But when it comes to the treble, that was a great year for the team. And I'll say, we're not that team, but we're doing the best that we can, and whatever happens, is what happens. But day at a time, game at a time, practice at a time, and hopefully we'll find success by the end of the year.
Brilliant. Okay, and just one final thing as well. What does it take to think like a fan, but also think like the team?
Think like a fan or the team? Which one is the good?
One after the other.
Well, thinking like a fan. Look, this fan base here is just phenomenal. I mean, they're so passionate about the Phantoms. I mean, it's one of the first things I noticed when I got here, and I was just doing the media stuff. So it's not hard to think like a fan here. You just have to love the Phantoms. When you talk about the team, it's in the word I just said, team. All right, our priorities are team, teammates, self, and that's how we always organize the team. And I think that when you prioritize in that order, team, teammates, self, it's easy to find success. It's easy to win games. You go in any other order, that's a problem. And you might see more of that on a literary basis, as you know, later this year.
Lee, thanks very much for spending the time to talk to us. Thank you.
It was a pleasure.